Hey, party people! I'm Jeff Stormer, and this is the Party of One podcast, an actual play RPG podcast focused on two-player role-playing experiences. On every episode of Party of One, I sit down with a different guest. We play a new, two-player tabletop role-playing game. We have a great time, and we tell a self-contained story in about 90 minutes or less. Sometimes we share a few laughs, as in this clip from No Springs, in which we see a trip to the library in a world without podcasts. There are just people screaming at each other, and every single table is just random people just yelling at each other with their full fury.
Oh, Henry just puts his fingers in his ears. What's going on in here? Libraries are meant to be quiet.
Well, you see, without history podcasts, every angry person with an opinion about the war, it doesn't matter which war, every angry person was forced to relocate to the library where they will have their loud, red-faced, angry arguments with one another instead of with a microphone.
Mother said this would happen. This is why she told me to become a plumber.
Sometimes we shed a few tears, as in this clip from I Guess This Is It, in which Cesar Capacle, as an elder superhero, wishes goodbye to his longtime sidekick before they part ways forever.
I'm sorry, but my path is about to change too. You see, when I said that you didn't need me back there, I really mean it. I'm considering retiring, kid. Maybe we wouldn't have to worry about crossing paths after all, huh? I'm sorry I didn't let you know about that before, but, and I don't know, I'm not sure about this decision yet, but it feels right. It feels that, I've done my share and, you're leaving, but I think my time is done here. I'm sorry, it feels weird to, I don't know, seem so vulnerable in front of you. I always try to be the tough one. But I'm tired. I'm tired of doing this. And I don't think I want to do this alone again.
Sometimes our stories veer into outer space, as in this clip from Decaying Orbit, where we experience the last memories of a dying AI space station.
And we launch a transmission back to the Krypton Deep Space Probe, and it will hit that, and it will reflect that back to the Saturn outer reaches, and then it will pass the James Webb Space Telescope, and then it will land back on Earth if we are lucky. And with this kind of simulacrum of humanity that we have managed to build within ourselves, we send a message across those hundreds of languages that says, we are sorry. We were not prepared for what we brought with us.
Damn.
And then the station falls into the sun as the last of wheels of the last rover leaves the chrome of our station into space.
Sometimes we veer into 80s slasher horror, as in this clip from Things, Eldritch and Terrifying with Diana Gata.
As soon as you were carried out on that stretcher, he was gone and everybody was acting like nothing happened, like you just tripped and fell.
No, but you fought, everybody saw, you fought, and there has to be a body, and he leans back, and in the same way that James Dean's face did earlier, his eyes are over your shoulder and just his face is sinking in terror.
I turn around.
There he is in the doorway, camera over the shoulder, looking perfectly fine, just filming this. Static bleeding into the room around him.
I yoink an IV pole from next to Jason's bed and I just grab it in my hands and I say, "What?"
Takes the camera, moves it, sets it on a tripod, takes a step towards you, and waits for your next action. And sometimes we do things that you're not going to hear on any other actual play, such as Broken, a tragic romance game that mirrors a broken relationship with literal broken objects.
You know, right now the store is in kind of a bad place. We just made the switch over to digital. It's The convention was not a big success. I know this, you know this. So, there's a lot going on that I don't think we've considered fully.
It is our wedding.
There's a time and a place for something that requires this much planning, right? And two guys who run a video store in Shermer, Illinois.
Yeah, but when am I going to have that moment otherwise? We're two guys that run a video store in Shermer, Illinois. Everything else in my life has been Shermer, Illinois. And now I'm about to hit this apple with a hammer. Let's see how this goes, Max. So I'm now so fucking nervous. Fuck. Fuck, that's really satisfying. Shit. Or the time that my friend Alex Perlman and I'll let him explain.
So I recently bought a 91-year-old home. I was cleaning my house in preparation for a housewarming party. There's a built-in bookcase, and I was resetting the levels of the shelves. And on the top shelf, I found a piece of paper that was titled, and it is a double-side printed. Don't want to point that. It is double-sided, and it is. I'm staring at this thing confused, and that's when I discovered that it was the first 2 pages of an open source My Little Pony tabletop RPG.
You can find new episodes, listening guides, Spotify playlists, and more at partyofonepodcast.com.